So, because my sound guy sucks, I'm just kidding, I'm my sound guy. I decided to try a different video view, maybe because it's closer to my voice will be closer to the thing. I know that people are having a hard time hearing me. Sometimes I talk really low. Usually, when I talk low, it's because I'm really nervous to talk about what I'm talking about, and so I'm kind of like, I don't really want to say this anyways, and so then I talk really low. So I do apologize. I don't notice when I do that when it's happening until later when I watch the videos and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what happened there. So I apologize, you guys, for talking so low. Um, I decided today that I'm just going to tell some stories again. I'm probably going to cut it short, a little bit shorter than normal, because yeah, I'm really nervous to talk about these subjects today. One in particular really makes me very nervous to talk about it in general. So bear with me and please don't be a judgmental person and don't don't be rude. Don't make any comments at all. If you're gonna have any comments, just leave me alone. You know, um, because yes, this is a hard subject to talk about, and I don't really think that it's respectful when someone is opening their heart out to be judgmental and rude to them. So yeah, let's get to the stories. So the first one is not the really hard one. I didn't want to start off with the really hard one. I was hoping that I'd be able to talk about the first one long enough that I wouldn't have to talk about the second one in this video. So we'll see what happens. Um, so I want to talk about the things that happened the beginning of my third episode. So I kind of know why my third episode started. I lost a lot of people, like six different people, the year before my third episode started. I was 2016. I lost six different people. One of my friends died of suicide, and um, I had family issues that were going on in my life. A lot of people um, were being very disrespectful in my family, not towards me necessarily, but there were some people that were being disrespectful to me, and people were just kind of acting crazy in the family, and um, a lot of things really got built up on my shoulders, and just I just couldn't handle it anymore, and so I think that's a big reason as to why my third episode started. I needed something to get me out of that hell. Um, there's other reasons. I fell in love with a girl and she disappeared, and I guess I needed to pretend like she was still there. Um, in some ways, I really fell in love with her. Probably the most I've ever fallen in love with anyone in my life. I gave my whole heart to her because I really thought she was the one for me. Like, I just don't know what it was. There was just something about her that just made me feel like I wanted to jump in head first, and I've never felt that way about anyone in my life. I've never jumped in head first with anyone. I've always put up a blocker, I've always put up a wall and pushed everyone out, and I probably should have done that with her. Everyone kept telling me, just be careful, you're putting too much into it, and I I think I did. I put too much into that relationship, and when things failed, I needed some way to make myself believe that she was still around. At least that's what I believe happened, because I don't know fully what the reason was. Like, what could be the reason why I felt her watching me. Um, they were watching me even before she showed up. It was January 1st when they started watching me officially. I woke up that morning to a voice in my head that said, "Are you ready, Caitlin?" And it was not a voice in my head. It was actually a voice in my ear. It whispered really loudly, "Are you ready, Caitlin?" It woke me out of a dead sleep. And I just remember being like, what am I ready for? And I still to this day have no idea what I was supposed to be ready for other than my third episode. Um, that was the beginning of it, and that was scary to think about. I trusted the voice at the time that said that, so I don't know if I should have trusted it. The girl that I fell in love with didn't come into my life until 11 days after that. And then while she was around, she was watching me. And even when she was no longer around, she was watching me. She would come in and out of my life. And I think that's another reason why I thought she was still there, because she would kind of like show up randomly and like add me on Facebook, comment on things, send me messages or whatever, just random things throughout the time. And I guess that's another reason why I was like, oh, she's really watching me. There was things that really made me believe that it was true too, and just the things that would be said that would come true. And like there are certain things that she told me that the voice in my head of her told me first. Different things like that. It was weird. It was crazy. I don't know how else to explain it. I had multiple attacks at the beginning of my third episode. Um, Sexual ones. I had voices like when she disappeared. I heard her talking to someone else, just like venting all about me, and I could hear all these things that she was saying, and it really hurt. And I got drunk a few times and kind of did some stupid stuff that I shouldn't have done to her as well, which I will regret probably for the rest of time, because I think that's really where I lost her. And I know that when I got drunk, it made things worse. I was hearing voices more, and they were harassing me even more, telling me all kinds of things, and I could hear her talking about me, and it was almost like I felt like I couldn't breathe. I was having issues where I felt like I had literally had my heart taken out of my chest, and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do anything. It was just like like even thinking about it, I remember crying hysterically multiple times, um, just not sure how to feel. Um, I had one of her friends that was harassing me, calling me names, for like the beginning, and it wasn't severe because she would stand up for me. Her voice would, um, but there was just things that would happen that it really it was hard, and I I don't know. Um, I don't know how to explain it. The third episode had a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of reasons why they told me they were watching me, and the only reason why they brought her in was because I fell in love with her. Um, yeah, yeah, that was an interesting turn of events. The beginning, um, up until 2018, like the end of 2018, everything seemed hunky dory between me and the voices for the most part. Every now and again I'd get this one that would harass me a little bit. But for the most part, everything was hunky dory, and everything didn't take a turn until till the end of 2018. And I was going through a lot at the time already, working full time, um, and I was in a stressful job, and I was, trying to do everything that I could to keep my apartment, um, everything like that. And then I felt like suddenly these voices kept telling me something seriously wrong with you. Um, they told me that the tumor was back. Um, there was all kinds of things that ended up happening, and it sent me through a spiral. I lost my apartment. I had to quit my job. Um, all kinds of things like that. So that was an interesting time in my life. Yeah. So now on to the hard one. I don't know if I want to talk a lot about it. I don't really have a lot of time left, anyways. But I wanna talk a little bit about it because I know there's other people out there who deal with it, and I think if I talk about it, it'll bring more people who have this issue out and able to talk about their issue as well. Um, I sometimes feel people like raping me, like having sex with me when I don't want it. Um, it's very real. It feels very real, and it's scary. It's hard to explain. I've had it ever since my very first episode. That was how I knew something serious was wrong, was because those things happened. Um, so usually, what ends up happening, what the voices tell me, or what things is there's either a spirit that's doing it to me, um, or I'm feeling other people having sex, or other people purposely thinking about me while they're masturbating or having sex. Those are the things that I've been told are the reasons behind why it happens. Um, I don't know why they happen. I don't know what to say about why they happen. I wish they didn't happen, that's for sure. Um, I have had them off and on throughout the whole time that I've had schizophrenia. Since the beginning, the first episode. I had them so many times during my third episode. Um, and it would be sometimes it wakes me up in the middle of the night. And that happened multiple times. And they would tell me who it was that was doing it. And at first I thought, okay, it's my girlfriend thinking about me. The girl that I thought was with me, and so that was part of the reason why I was okay with it for the most part. But then there were times where it would be somebody that I would be very disgusted with. I wouldn't be okay with it. Um, it happened many times at the beginning of my third episode. It happened quite a few times at the end as well. The middle, it was kind of okay. I had them happen, but I didn't think it was something serious to worry about because I thought it was her. Um, yeah, so it's it's hard to explain if someone doesn't understand. It is it causes a lot of anxiety for me. There are things that I do to help myself when it's happening. I like hold myself, try to like hold myself tightly and close my legs. It doesn't make it stop. It doesn't make it go away. It just makes it easier to deal with. For the most part, it's not really easy to deal with at all. Um, I don't even know what to say about it. It's kind of like I don't really want to talk about it. So I'm trying to get it out there so that people understand, and other people who have this issue can relate and feel less alone in it. Um, I feel people touching me in different ways too, but the sexual stuff is the one that really gets me, and it's it's disgusting feeling. I feel like a victim afterwards. Every single time it happens, I feel like a victim to it. Like I suddenly reliving the things that have happened to me. And yeah, yeah. I'm gonna try and leave this video on a happy note. I don't know what else to say about that subject, and I'm sorry that I didn't have more to say. It should be something that we should talk about more openly in the world, mental illness in general, but things that happen to people in a sexual way, I think it should be more open out in the world. Um, but let's leave it on a happier note. Um, I, whew, I don't even know where to start with a happy note now. Um, well, I have decided that I know I was down for the past like 4 days or so, but I have decided that the universe wants what's happening for me to happen, and I need to get used to that. I need to understand that what's going to happen for me is going to happen no matter how much I try to stop it. And I just need to let it happen and know that good things are coming. And I know that that's hard to do, especially when you're in such a dark place. And I feel like You know, I'm still coming out of a dark place. I was in such a dark place last year. It was so dark, I don't even know how to explain. It was just unbelievable. Um, and I'm working very hard at crawling out of that dark space. And, you know, I'm starting to see a little bit of the light. And there's still things that are like I crawl back into my hole because, or I fall, you know, because I can't hold on to that edge or the the light, whatever, and I fall back in. And I need to I need to work on that, and I am working very hard on staying positive, thinking positive, and being a positive light for other people. I'm a very spiritual person. If I haven't told you guys already, I am a very spiritual person, and I believe there's more to everything than we even know. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you're enjoying your quarantine time. I wish we didn't have to be on quarantine so badly. But I hope you're enjoying it, even though I know a lot of people are really having a hard time with it, like I am. But I hope you guys stay safe and please take care of yourself. Try to do something active during this time and don't do anything that you might regret later, um, or that might take you out of this world. All right. I was doing that too soon, wasn't I? Stay beautiful, stay wonderful, stay amazing, stay awesome, stay unique, stay you. I know I do it every time. I just want you guys to understand that I want you to, that you are already that way. And I want you to believe that you are already those things and that you can keep being those things. Um, have a beautiful day, you guys. Peace and love.